Hi guys, Mike with Fights with Friends. You did not read that incorrectly. Canelo Alvarez just signed a $365 million TV rights deal. And he did it actually with video streaming service DAZN, D-A-Z-N. DAZN, of course, we've talked about recently, has signed Bellator. They have now Anthony Joshua in their stable. Now they have arguably the two biggest draws in boxing under one umbrella. Alvarez got about $50 million just for his last fight with Gennady Golovkin. That fight was on HBO pay-per-view. As we've talked about here recently, though, after 45 years, HBO is getting out of the boxing game. So he's actually going to make a little less per fight. 11-fight deal, it's worth $365 million. If you do the math on that, it's just over $33 million a fight. I don't think he's going to be going to the poorhouse anytime soon, but a little bit less on average than the Triple G fight. But I guess this is at least. I don't know what the stipulations are in this, but it says at least. So this is what Alvarez had to say to ESPN. He said, "This is only from my hard work," Alvarez told ESPN. "The most important thing to me was being able to give the fans the opportunity to see me fight without having to pay the $70 or $80 for my fights on pay-per-view. That was the most important thing, more important than what I am making." Alvarez, 51-2, with 34 knockouts, is planning to move to super middleweight so he can fight Rocky Fielding on December 15th at Madison Square Garden in New York. A huge event. Of course, DAZN just recently launched here in the United States last month. It's $9.99 a month. They're going to broadcast more than 80 fights a year. Anthony Joshua, of course, is the IBF, WBA, WBO champion. He's got everything but the WBC. He's got all the belts. He's got almost all the belts. Deontay Wilder's got the WBC. A lot of people say that until he fights the winner of Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder, that person will be the real champion. I don't see how he can duck them forever. But here's the big thing for fight fans. No more $70, $80 pay-per-views, just like Alvarez said. What have I been saying? I started saying this about a year ago, I think, that the pay-per-view model has seen its time. I did a survey on here and asked everyone if Fight Pass were $25 a month, but it included all the pay-per-views, would you pay for it? An overwhelming amount of you said yes. So if you're a boxing fan, and you're a fight fan, and now you get all the Bellator too. So say you're not paying for any other kind of cable or anything else. You're going to get Anthony Joshua. You're going to get Canelo Alvarez. You're obviously going to get a lot of other fights on here. Because like I said, more than 80 fights a year. And that's just in boxing. Then you're going to get all the Bellator. And I'm sure they have other things planned in the future as to what is coming next. Then you got the ESPN Plus deal. They're going to have 30 UFCs next year for $5 a month. $15 a month. Essentially, that's what we're going to pay for our MMA next year. MMA and boxing. The greatest fights out there. I'm sure the UFC will still have some pay-per-views. I know they are going to have some on ESPN. But a lot of people are going to be happy with 30 events. That's a lot. It's a lot of events. And then you add in Bellator and boxing, and you pretty much got something going on fights every week. For $180, essentially the price of two pay-per-views. you're getting your entire year of fights. I pay 13. I think it's like 13 or 13.99 a month for Hulu, because I have the Hulu with the no commercials now, because I do not have time for that garbage. It is just worth it to me. My wife was like, "Oh, we should pay. I don't want to have the commercials." And I was like, "Whatever, and it just suck it up." And it was like an extra $3 or $4 a month. I sat down and watched like 2 shows with her, and I forgot how miserable prehistoric TV was. And they're having like a minute and a half of commercials, and I'm just finding myself wanting to change the channel, and there's no channel to change it to. It's just like, please drown me. This is disgusting. How did we ever put up with it for so many years? I don't know. But Canelo Alvarez and Anthony Joshua are banking on streaming being the future. Now, Canelo is still being promoted by Golden Boy. Oscar De La Hoya still is promoter. This is just a TV streaming rights deal. Now, I'm guessing that is going to be exclusive to streaming, but I don't know. I would imagine then DAZN, DAZN, could maybe sell the rights to that off to television providers in countries that they're maybe not available. I don't know. I know they're available all over Europe. They were in Europe before they were here. So I wasn't real excited about this zone when all I'm seeing is Bellator. It's like, great. I could care less. I could care less, especially since I have DirecTV now, which, by the way, I would not have. It's not worth it. I've said in the past, if you don't have the AT&T discount, the AT&T discount went up a little bit, but I'm still only paying $25 a month, and I have like 80 channels or something. So to me, it's a fair deal. I don't think I'd pay any more. We're just at that time in TV. That's all I'm willing to pay. Especially with having to have other services on top of it. I have UFC Fight Pass and Netflix and Hulu. And God, the only reason I even watch DirecTV now is for fights. I watch FS1 and I'll watch the ones on ESPN when it's on. That's it. Otherwise, I can't make it through the commercials. I don't know about you guys. I don't know when the last time was that you guys sat down and watched cable television, or how many of you still sit and watch this prehistoric monstrosity. But come over to the light side. Come over to Netflix. Come over to commercial-free Hulu. Come over to Fight Pass. Come over to The Zone. This whole commercial thing, it's just done. It's a ridiculous waste of our time. I was sitting there watching a show with my wife, and I'm waiting to go to bed. I'm staying up basically to spend some time with her and appease her, and watching a show I'm semi-interested in. I can hack it. It's Superstore, so it's like a retail comedy thing, so it's like, I can hack it. I don't know if I'd watch it by myself, but it's nice to be able to watch something together, and basically I'm staying up to spend some time with her. And now my thinking was, now I'm losing sleep because this show is now extended by, double or close to double of what it should be because of these commercials on here. So I told her, and God bless her that she didn't throw a fit, because if this had been turned around, I don't know how I would have reacted. But she was just like, "Oh, that'd be great. You want me to take the commercials off? Awesome." Not like some women, "Oh, I've been watching this for months and dealing with all the commercials." You watch it one time and there's no commercial, and there's commercials on here, and you gotta punk out. Yeah, basically I punked out. I tapped out. I couldn't handle the commercials. They ran me over like Khabib ran over Conor in the 4th round. It was more than I could take. Like one setting of commercials too. I didn't make it through the whole damn show. It was like one setting of commercials, and I think the second one started. I'm like, okay, cancel the damn commercials. We upgraded the system, canceled the commercials, and then restarted the show. We didn't have to restart at the beginning, luckily, but we just, closed the app and rebooted it, and the commercials were gone. Thank God. I know that was a long review to get to the news about Canelo Alvarez and his 5-year, $365 million fight deal, but that's going to bring us a lot of entertainment and joy on this channel. It's going to bring me a lot of joy. I can't wait to see him fight again. It looks like on December 15th, so we're less than 2 months away, and we'll be streaming then on Fights of Friends, so I'm excited. I want to know what you guys think, though. Have you guys tried DAZN? Have you taken the 30-day trial? Is it worth the $10 a month to you at this point without the UFC pay-per-views? I know a lot of you guys are like basically either strictly MMA fans or strictly UFC fans. Is this enough right now for you to pay the $10 a month? And if it's not, what could they do outside of signing the UFC to make it worth your $10? If they got Ryzen, the Japanese league, where you can do the head kicks and stomps on the ground to the head of a down opponent, which so many people are a fan of that violence, myself included. Would that be enough to push you over the edge? And then ONE FC on there, would that be enough to push you over the edge? If you're not, tell me, are you there? Do you already have DAZN? Have you tried it? If you're not there yet, what would it take to push you over? And if you have tried it, tell me what you think of it so far. I'll have a review of DAZN on here soon. But I think I've taken up enough of your time for just this news on Canelo Alvarez signing this huge deal. But congratulations to Canelo Alvarez for signing a 5-year, $365 million deal. Congratulations to fight fans, boxing fans, for getting out of the pay-per-view business. I'm not saying Showtime's never going to have another pay-per-view, but I don't know how they can at this point. I don't think Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder is booked as a pay-per-view. If it is, I haven't seen it advertised. If that's not a pay-per-view, and Anthony Joshua's already signed up on DAZN, and Canelo Alvarez is on DAZN, then what out there is a pay-per-view outside of Manny Pacquiao fighting Floyd Mayweather for the second time again for God knows what reason? So let me know what you think down there in the comments below. Let me know what you think about the whole story, or what you want to see from this channel next. Just what you think of the fight news from this week. We haven't talked in a while, so put your thoughts down there in the comments. Please give me a like and a subscribe if you're new here. As always, I love you, I respect you, and I'll see your fine asses later.